With Fort Knox, what's been going on with conspiracies that there's no gold there? Or that maybe the gold had been some point been removed or replaced?
Well, it's hard to believe there's no gold there. But what's very interesting about the whole thing is that in the early days of the Trump administration, there was a lot of talk about auditing Fort Knox, about going down there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, crickets. Like, no one talked about it. And so the question is, why? Why were they so gung-ho about doing an audit? And then all of a sudden, it's like the forbidden topic. Nobody will even mention it. It never comes up. That's a little curious because it makes you think that maybe somebody said something to the president like, we probably shouldn't do the audit because, it's not there or it's not there. And that's going to be a big problem if the world knows it's not there. And it would be a big problem. So the fact that the whole thing just got buried under a big rug makes you think that there's something going on.
This is one of the positives about Bitcoin is that you can verify it, though, on chain.
Yes, you can verify how much nothing everybody has. Yes, that's, and gold is easy to verify too, if you allow it, right? Yeah, you need an audit. But yes, I understand that if I have gold, if I have Bitcoin in my wallet, you can verify it. Now, if you have tokenized gold, you can verify that too. But again, to verify that the gold is actually behind the token, somebody does need to go in there and count it. And, somebody reputable. So yeah, that is one of the things that is good about Bitcoin and interesting about it is that you could verify it. But I said, look, you're verifying how much nothing I have. So what, when people say, oh, look how easy it is to transport Bitcoin. Yeah, because you're transporting nothing. It's not hard to transport. In fact, Bitcoin doesn't actually get transported. Bitcoin doesn't go anywhere. One wallet has it and now another. It's not like the Bitcoin goes from my wallet to yours. The Bitcoin doesn't go anywhere. It's just, we just change the wallet address that's assigned to that Bitcoin. But if you're dealing in nothing, then yes, it's easy to transport it. Gold is real. It has substance. And so, yes, you do have to transport it. But the beauty of tokenized gold is I don't have to move the gold. See, most people, when you're using gold as money, as opposed to using gold, in industry, you don't actually need the gold. You just need to own the gold, and you need to be able to transfer that ownership to whoever you're doing business with. And so when you tokenize gold, that improves gold as a mean of exchange. It makes it even better than it was in the past because I don't have to give you my gold. I just have to give you the proof that I own the gold. And the minute I give it to you, now you own that gold. Now, if you actually need the gold for some reason, you could get it. If you decide to become a jeweler and you want some gold, you could actually go get your gold. But if you don't need the gold, you can use the gold to buy something that you do need. And the person who's selling you that will take your gold.
But what do you think about your son buying Bitcoin, though?
But he's not buying it anymore. I mean, he bought some years ago, but he's completely lost interest in Bitcoin.
How did that affect your relationship with him? Because I saw you called him brainwashed.
He was
for buying Bitcoin.
He was brainwashed. I mean, look, all the young kids. I get into these debates. I had another one just yesterday, I think, with Anthony Scaramucci, and they always like to say, look, it's the young kids. Yes, all the old people in our generation, we're buying gold, but it's the young generation, the kids who are buying Bitcoin. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. But I'm not going to take my investment advice from a bunch of kids. Kids make mistakes. They're new, they're young, they don't have the experience, they don't have the wisdom. And they're making a lot of mistakes buying Bitcoin. Now, when a lot of the 20-somethings, grow up and they're my age, they'll know better. And one of the reasons they'll know better is they'll remember how much money they lost with Bitcoin. And the best time to lose money is when you're young.
Did your son make or lose money on Bitcoin?
He made money, but he's pretty much sold the Bitcoin that he had. But he did make money in it, yeah.
Would you rather have 1 Bitcoin right now or 1 ounce of gold, but 100% you had to hold on to both for 5 years?
Oh, well, obviously, if I had to hold on to them both for 5 years, I think the ounce of gold will be worth more. But obviously, if I could sell right now, I would take the Bitcoin. I would immediately sell it. But maybe if you gave me that Bitcoin, I can find a way to hedge it somehow. I could short something or get some kind of derivative instrument, because yes, there is a high market price right now. Bitcoin is 6,000, and gold's only 5,000. But Bitcoin is going to continue to lose value relative to gold. Eventually, it won't have any value whatsoever. But I no longer think Bitcoin is going to zero anytime soon. I get that there's enough people in the cult now that will buy it and will ascribe some value to it. But let's say Bitcoin just falls to $1,000, which I think is still a lot of money for nothing. But if Bitcoin falls to $1,000, it's certainly a long way from zero. But if you bought it at $100,000, that's not going to be much of a consolation. Well, it's not zero. Okay, but you lost 99% of your money. I mean, even if you lost the last 1% at that point, it wouldn't be that big a deal. So I think for all practical purposes, for most people who own Bitcoin, it may as well be going to zero. They're going to lose almost all of their money.
What is your son investing in now? I heard he's getting big into AI.
That's it, right? He's not investing in anything. I guess he's just investing in his career or trying to work. But yeah, he's very much into AI. And he was into gold. He was into gold and silver before he got into Bitcoin. And so he lost interest in gold and silver when he discovered Bitcoin. And then he lost interest in Bitcoin when he got into AI. Because he kind of thinks that, look, AI is going to lead to such massive efficiencies and production that prices are going to collapse because everything is going to be virtually free. So he doesn't think there's any reason to have an inflation hedge because everything is going to be so cheap in the future.
Do you agree with him, or what do you think?
Well, I do agree that in the future, things will be a lot cheaper and a lot more abundant. He just thinks the future is years away, like 1, 2, 3 years away. I don't think that it's going to happen that quickly. Even though what's happening with AI and the technology is certainly evolving very quickly and it's getting a lot better very fast, I don't see that it's able to translate into that kind of productivity in that short a period of time. I think it's just going to take more like decades, not years. And but I think there will be some benefits in the near term, just not to the degree that he seems to believe.
And really quick, I gotta say, something that Jack and I have been trying to do a lot more lately is just to remove the annoyances that quietly waste time and energy, because those things add up fast. The thing is, we're always on the go, we're always trying to get to the next thing, so having a cleaner setup and a little more control in your day really goes a long way, and that is exactly why we absolutely love MagBack. The MagBack Elite case is so much more than just a case. It has the finger loop for a secure grip, side grips that feel great, a pinky pillow for comfort, and a built-in kickstand when you need it.
That is all built to make everyday use way better. And it also just comes with a screen protector, so that's one less thing that you have to worry about.
Then they also have their MagBack 3-in-1 home multi-charger that keeps everything clean and ready to go. You drop your phone, AirPods, and Apple Watch on it at night, and by morning, everything is charged in one place. What I really like about this is that it's not just like a mess of wires that looks awful. I don't have to try to plug and play and which one does what. It's all in one place, and it looks incredibly clean, and it just makes it easy.
I kid you not, Graham and I are genuinely huge fans of MagBack. I use their wallet, I use their phone case, and also on the side of my Tesla screen, I put my phone up there. It is so helpful. Check it out with this footage. I can guarantee if you're on Apple or Android, they have something for you. So if you want to make your setup cleaner and way more efficient, definitely check them out with the link down below, and don't forget to use our code, which is also down below.